Imagine making every video on another channel. I know I make a lot of response videos to John because really he's such a clown. It's so easy to mock and ridicule him. And really, he's one of the channels I enjoy sort of watching and listening to his ridiculous fucking takes on shit because he's so fucking delusional. It's ridiculous. And the contradictions he consistently pushes out, like everything he accuses me of, he does the exact same fucking things, which is ridiculous, right? It's crazy. It's crazy that you can be so fucked in your head that you can literally do the same things you're accusing and attacking other people for. In my video, I did not hate on Tim Bradley. I don't think I really said much about Tim Bradley at all, except that this is what he said. I disagree with him. And even Tim Bradley's prior comments literally disagreed with what he said. But I never really went on to Tim Bradley. But of course, this guy comes out now and says, I'm attacking Tim Bradley. And the irony is, this guy literally has attacked Tim Bradley when Tim Bradley hated on fighters that he liked. Example, Devin fucking Haney. Right? You can't make this shit up. He accuses me of doing something. Literally, he's got videos doing himself. Right? That's the problem with dudes like this that are so wrapped up in this whole race bullshit. Right? That they don't see how fucking ridiculous they sound when they literally dick ride fucking somebody because they say something they can actually use to push their racial narrative, and then they literally attack guys when they say something that contradicts their race narrative. I didn't attack Tim Bradley. I just broke down why Tim Bradley is fucking wrong. If you disagree with me, that's your prerogative. I broke down and gave you my opinion. The people I made fun of literally were fan in knockout boxing, who are ridiculous fucking fanboys of Tank Davis. So much so that they literally hate on guys like Devin fucking Haney, right? So you'd think this guy, this clown, John Boxing, would put a little bit of his direction towards these guys that blatantly disrespect and hate on a fighter that somehow he wants to push into the pound for pound #1 position in boxing, right? Like, just say that out loud and you can see what a clown this fucking guy is when you're literally talking about how Devin Haney is the best fighter in boxing today. Literally, that's what John Boxing said in a recent video. You can't make this shit up because it's the biggest fucking line of crap anybody's fucking really said in quite a while. But fine, everyone's entitled to an opinion, even if their opinion is full of shit and totally racial. And that's every opinion coming from John. John accuses me of being a racist, but me breaking down Tank Davis's resume is nothing different than the fucking LDBC. The same people John dick rides and fucking fanboys for have been some of the hardest and negative channels on YouTube in attacking Tank Davis and his shit resume, the fact that he hasn't done what he should have done by this time as a 31-year-old in the world of boxing. How he's just failed to really step up and do what we expect top fighters in boxing to do. And I don't hold Tank to a different level of criticism than any other fighter in boxing. Actually, I hold him to the same level of criticism. I even said on multiple times, Tank Davis still has a long time, a big opportunity to add quality victories and legacy wins to his resume. But if he retires fucking this year, well, that ain't gonna happen, is it? Right? That's the whole irony with this perspective. If Tank goes on to fight till he's 35, 36, he could do enough to become a pound for pound and Hall of Fame fighter. But if he retires at this point, the biggest win you have on his resume is fucking Pedraza. And you might try to pull Golovkin into this argument because that's what you always do when you want to dick ride a black fighter, you use Floyd, and when you want to shit on a non-black fighter, you pull Golovkin into the argument. Ironically enough, every fucking time you do that, I point out how hypocritical you are because just look at how much credit you give Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder hasn't fucking got even close to the resume Golovkin has. He hasn't accomplished what Golovkin has, not as a pro, not as an amateur. When Golovkin got beat, he came back and actually became a champion once again, something Wilder's never done. But yet, guys like John are going to fanboy and dick ride Wilder and very well push him into the fucking pound for pound, the Hall of Fame conversation. But continue to try to disrespect Golovkin, a guy that was a European gold medal winner, an Olympic silver medal winner, a guy that's a two-time unified middleweight champion who literally got ducked by Canelo Alvarez. Canelo literally threw his title in the garbage to avoid fighting Golovkin. Yet guys like this that are so adamant about disrespecting and downplaying Golovkin's resume blatantly ignore that, right? Whereas if this was the other shoe on the other foot, like example, Golovkin didn't fight Andre Ward, fucking Andre Ward. What was the onus to fight Andre Ward, a guy coming off of 2 years of fucking inactivity, right? A guy that when he signed the fight with Kovalev, still fucking had 3 fights before facing Kovalev. So you want Golovkin to just sit there while Andre Ward fights bum after bum after bum to fucking get a fight that would never have been as big as a Canelo Alvarez fight. 1 million pay-per-view buys on Golovkin Canelo. All 3 fights. Andre Ward Kovalev did fucking what? 150,000 pay-per-view buys in both fights. That tells you everything you need to know about fucking Andre Ward, right? But this isn't about Golovkin. It's not about Andre Ward. It's not about Floyd Mayweather. And it's certainly not fucking about Deontay Wilder. This is about Tank Davis. So why do you need to deflect to pull other fighters into the argument? If you think that Tank Davis has done enough to be considered a Hall of Famer, break it fucking down. Show us your boxing knowledge. Educate us. Teach us why this one-weight world champion somehow deserves to be a fucking Hall of Famer. I know you will say he's a 3-weight world champion, but you won't say that about Golovkin breaking Bernard Hopkins' middleweight record for most title defenses in boxing history. Why? Because you're trying to downplay, dismiss Golovkin, and you're trying to hype up and fucking build up Tank Davis. So you give him the credit for WBA regular titles, but you won't give Golovkin the same credit. Because that's you. Full of shit, always fucking racially biased, right? I don't need to give Golovkin credit for all those title defenses. He still has accomplished more than Tank Davis has done. He won an Olympic medal. Tank Davis never did shit fucking in the amateurs. Never won a European championship, never won a fucking world championship, never won an Olympic championship. Nothing at that level. And then as a pro, he beat Petraza to win 1 legitimate title. Fucking dropped his title, came back down to re-win his title against fucking Leo Santa Cruz, who was never a 130-pound fighter. Went up to 135, still hasn't faced a past, current, or future 135-pound world champion. He's never faced anyone that's been a world champion at lightweight. And he's been there for what, 6 fucking years now? He moved up to 140. He fought the weakest fucking champion around. Like, you want to give Devin Haney credit for fighting Brian Norman because you say Brian Norman's the best fighter at welterweight, even though obviously Boots Ennis was the best fighter and Devin Haney wasn't calling him out, but that's fine. But now you want to give Tank Davis credit for fighting literally the weakest champion at 140. Right? This is the hypocrisy coming from a clown like you. You don't care about consistency. You will fucking say whatever you need to say to fucking dick ride a black American fighter, and in the opposite side, to shit on and discredit a non-black American fighter. I expect Tank Davis to do the same thing fucking Golovkin did. Golovkin fought Canelo Alvarez, a pound-for-pound fighter. What pound-for-pound fighter has Gervonta Davis faced? None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Not a fucking one. Sure, you could say Golovkin never beat Canelo Alvarez. Well, fine, you can say that. But then at the same time, you'll make a video shitting on Canelo Alvarez saying that he didn't beat Golovkin. So you, once again, contradict yourself. You don't want to give Golovkin credit for being robbed in the first fucking Canelo fight, and then you don't want to give Canelo credit for fucking legitimately beating Golovkin. right? Because, of course, neither of them are black American fighters. So you can't give them credit. You can only fucking disrespect them, downplay them, because that's what you do. When I said that Tank Davis has never unified titles, meaning he's never fought a fucking another world champion, he's cherry-picked small